In the quiet town of Pine Hollow, nestled in the smoky foothills of the Appalachian Mountains, a chilling mystery lingered over the weathered bricks of Echo Asylum. Established in the early 1900s, the asylum once housed those deemed mentally unstable, but it had long been abandoned, leaving behind a haunting legacy. Dark tales of unethical treatments and tragic disappearances had woven themselves into the fabric of Pine Hollow, making the asylum a focal point for local legends. One fateful evening in late October, as a storm brewed over the hills, journalist Emily Carter, known for her investigative prowess at the Pine Hollow Chronicle, decided to confront the asylum's dark past. Emily, a 30-year-old with chestnut brown hair and sharp green eyes, had always been drawn to stories of human resilience and tragedy. This time, however, she was seeking the truth behind the rumors that surrounded the asylum, a story that could redefine her career. As lightning illuminated the sky, she parked her old Jeep Cherokee in front of the rusted gates of Echo Asylum. The gate creaked ominously when she pushed it open, revealing a twisted path overgrown with weeds. Armed with a flashlight and her ever-present notebook, Emily felt a rush of excitement mixed with trepidation. Stepping inside, the weight of history enveloped her. Faded wallpaper peeled from the walls, and the air was thick with dust, the scent of mildew stinging her nostrils. As she wandered through the crumbling hallways, she noticed remnants of the past, rusted wheelchairs, broken restraints, and patient files strewn haphazardly across a desk. It was then that she heard it, a faint, almost imperceptible whisper. "Help!" Her heart raced as she strained to discern the voice. Was it her imagination, or could someone actually be in distress? Ignoring her apprehension, she followed the sound, weaving through the dim corridors of the psychiatric ward. Entering what was once the common room, Emily found photos hanging askew on the walls, mugs from an era long gone, showcasing patients who seemed blissfully unaware of the dark fate that awaited many. As she examined a particular photograph of a young girl with haunting blue eyes, she felt an inexplicable connection, as if the girl was silently begging for help. Just then, the whisper returned, now more urgent. "Help me!" It sent goosebumps cascading down her arms. Mustering her courage, Emily pressed forward, the call of the unknown driving her deeper into the asylum. In her exploration, she stumbled upon a locked door in the farthest corner of the building. Fueled by a mix of fear and curiosity, Emily managed to pry it open with a nearby metal rod, revealing a narrow stairwell leading down into darkness. Every instinct screamed at her to turn back, yet the allure of uncovering the truth propelled her down the steps. At the bottom, she entered a damp, underground chamber. The air was thick, heavy with an eerie electricity. To her right, she spotted another figure slumped against the wall. Alarm washed over her as she realized it was a girl, pale, with long, tangled hair and eyes wide with terror. "Please, they're coming!" the girl gasped, trembling violently. Before Emily could respond, the echo of footsteps resonated through the corridor above. Panic surged within her as she understood that someone else had entered the asylum. "Who's coming? We need to get out of here!" she urged, her heart pounding. The girl, whose name Emily learned was Sarah, explained in choked whispers about the dark figures that roamed the asylum, remnants of patients who had never left or had never been allowed to leave. They would take anyone who had come to investigate. With no time to waste, they sprinted further into the maze of the asylum, the shadows closing in. The whispers crescendoed into agonized screams echoing off the walls, a cacophony of despair. In a chilling moment, Emily shone her flashlight around the room and saw chains dangling from the walls, rusted implements intent on torment. Emily spotted an old examination room and ushered Sarah inside, shutting the door just as the footsteps grew louder. We can't stay here, Sarah insisted, her voice trembling. Do you see that window? We can escape through there. Emily pointed, adrenaline fueling her determination. Carefully, they approached the window, which was barred but might allow a squeeze through if they used the right angles. Suddenly, a loud crash echoed from the corridor, sending their hearts racing. Shadows darted in the dim light, their intentions unclear. Emily's breath quickened. Now! She shouted as they forced their bodies through the narrow opening. As they tumbled into the damp grass outside, they looked back. The asylum loomed behind them like a vengeful beast, but just as they began to flee into the safety of the trees, Emily turned to grab Sarah's hand. Where are you? She called, panic surging as she realized Sarah was no longer beside her. Help, Emily! The scream echoed from deeper within the asylum as darkness enveloped her friend. Sarah! Emily shouted, her voice hoarse. She faced the asylum, knowing she risked everything by returning. Doubt gnawed at her, yet the weight of responsibility drove her forward. Back inside, the air was thick with malevolence. She navigated the halls once more, where every creak echoed like a warning. The whispers transformed into screams, the walls themselves seeming to pulse with life, each step heavier than the last, as desperation clawed at her heart. Help me! The voice came again, a chilling repetition that clawed at her sanity. At the bottom of the staircase, Emily could hear muffled cries and growls. Mustering every ounce of courage, she followed the sounds down to the chamber where she had first found Sarah. The entire space felt alive with darkness, and in the center, shadows writhed, forms shifting and reshaping. Sarah! Emily shouted, her voice swallowed by the darkness that enveloped her. In that moment, she saw a flash of blue eyes amid the chaos, a fleeting vision of Sarah reaching out. Help! She screamed as spectral figures surged. Driven by instinct, Emily rushed forward, pushing back against the darkness, clawing at the shadows, desperate to find her friend. Just as she reached for Sarah's hand, a cold grip seized her wrist, dragging her back into the void. As the chamber quieted, the echoes faded, leaving only an unsettling silence. The asylum had swallowed its secrets once again, leaving behind skepticism and fear in Pine Hollow, a darkness that would not rest until the truth was revealed. With the world outside oblivious to the horrors contained within, Emily Carter's fate hung in the balance, her story entwined with the shadows of Echo Asylum.